Yapuna, Hosala, Yapuna, Hosala. That's the city belongs to us. We love that cultura. We stay on Mazula. Then Pepula. The mission is
I know a few alleged drug dealers.
This is not a drug conversation.
And I'm not. This was.
No drugs later will be accepted.
Do not come play speech here on the show. Disclaimer: I don't know anything about drugs. I don't know any drug dealers. I just want to talk about witchcraft.
Let's get to the real thing.
Good mornings on Informanté Radio. The sound for a new age.
We are live with the morning mix 8:15. Good morning, welcome to the show. To those of you that are joining us, it's time to get to the real thing. Goeiemorgen.
Ek sê vir jou jy moet wag, Maria is op die foon.
Maar die promo is klaar, hoe moet ek maak?
Ons van Katutura stories.
So you were busy gossiping.
Yo, scandals. No,
Share away.
Maria sit die ding op, man.
I also want to gossip,
working.
please share.
It's working, please, man.
Don't I look sexier without it?
No, you look
I'm
with
trying
it.
to give off new vibes.
Ay, boy. How's the Tuesday morning, guys? Take go like never al klaar.
Nog
Nee, die dancer has not.
Yes.
Nee, ek het die plakkies aan nie.
I understand, but this thing is now upside down. That's why.
Okay, now it's right. It's correct now.
It's eintlik reg nie.
Cubis help.
Nee, so right ek sal dra, né? Maar die ding is nie reg nie.
Okay.
Alright. Sharp.
Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear?
Not really. No.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear?
It's okay. So
Shines. Is that thing in the shot? Oh, okay.
What thing?
Gaan jy net aan, moenie jy worry nie.
You
Môre
can-
Cubis.
Môre Nebel. Hoe gaan dit met u vanoggend?
Nee, goed, dankie. Hoe gaan dit met u?
Ja, dit gaan goed.
Môre Maria.
good morning.
Lady in red. Lady in red.
Why do you guys seem so
Who sings that song?
disorientated today?
Chris de Burgh.
Please let
You
him
wouldn't
sing.
know.
Please let him sing it.
Is dancing with me. Cheek to cheek.
Yo, inappropriate behavior. in this video. Inappropriate.
All right, guys.
morning, guys.
Today is March the 4th, okay? No, the 10th. Mukuru wanje.
Oh,
Yeah, March the 10th, 2020. Just about 29 years, 11 months, and 3 weeks. My maths, I didn't do my maths before I started talking. But anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. It's just a couple of weeks before Namibia turns 30. So I'm actually quite interested. There is a whole lot of, politicizing of the Independence Day celebrations. But I want to know, so Maria, let's start with you firstly. How will you be celebrating 30 years as a free Namibian?
I'll be at home resting.
At home resting, watching Netflix?
Probably.
Are you going to be
Netflix and chill.
Are you going to be watching Where Others Wavered on Netflix? Do you know Where Others Wavered?
I usually used, to be honest, up until recently when I was working as a journalist and I was expected to cover
The stories.
this type of stories, celebrations and whatever, Independence Day celebrations, I would go to the stadium and cover them. But I think since I'm not required to anymore, for the most part, just use the day to rest. I mean, it's a public holiday. You just want to rest, clear your mind, appreciate the peace and tranquility of this country, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
And what do you tell your kids? How do you encourage them to celebrate this day?
I mean, they are born free, so they don't know anything else. How do you explain to a person that they should appreciate freedom when that's all they know?
Yeah, I mean, you came to come find the freedom here, but it was not always here. So,
Yeah, but I also-
there's a history behind us.
Yeah, and while I'm trying to teach them a bit of the Namibian history, I'm not really going into the nitty-gritties. They're only 9.
That's true.
I'm not trying to go too deep into it right now.
It's like somebody shot Grandpa, and now we're here. Never, what are you going
They
to
know the founding president and so forth and why he's founding and stuff, but that's it.
What are you going to be doing, Neville?
I think out of the 30 celebrations that we would have, I think I've attended maybe 10 of them.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
not bad.
That's a good number.
Yeah.
I've attended a few, and
And not as an MC, by the way.
no, not as an MC.
I just want to be clear.
There's no way that government would ever take
you
the
an MC.
risk of making me an MC at a national event.
Aye.
Hy sal verkeerde goed sê.
Het is net om grappen te
Sy tyd nie. Director of ceremony is Meme Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwa. Meme Petukedi Itada.
Why do you sound like what is his name now? Marco Ausiku.
No, I think this year I'll probably go because I'm not going to be out of town. This year I will go. I think 30 years for me is
a milestone.
Is a milestone of our freedom. It is a national event. So and yeah, I think my kids, to come think of it, my kids have never attended
An independence.
celebrations. Yeah. So
And the boys are old.
yeah,
Hulle moet in die son gaan sit,
Yeah.
so that they can appreciate the independence.
like we used to. Like we used
Ja,
to.
moet in die son gaan sit.
I remember in 1990 with the first independence celebrations. It's we were so galvanized back then. New country, birth of a new nation, Brechen,
All the apartheid restrictions are gone.
yeah, Brechen, Koeldrank,
Met butter.
Kepiki, yeah,
Yeah.
met butter.
En those flaggetjies.
In the flaggy and man, proud
They
moment.
even give you t-shirts occasionally with the Namibian
That's
flag,
it.
with the number of years you're celebrating.
All of that. I think the last one that I attended was, if I have to be very honest, was with the inauguration of President Geinkop. I think that was the last one that I attended. When was it? 2016, 2015, or whatever.
Yeah.
15.
Yeah, 2015. That was the last one. So, but this year definitely I will be going.
Okay. Interesting.
Where will you?
And you?
Me, I will be home, eating local meat, drinking local beer, and maybe watching local content on TV. I don't know, but I will be home. I like, to be honest, I've never been to the stadium. I've always watched them on my television
You've
screen.
never been to an independence celebration.
Nope.
Why not?
For the first, I guess, 13.
You
But
still
like-
had to get the DTA out of you.
I
so-
know it was never really a DTA. Besides, my parents are not really DTA, so I did not grow up with that DTA indoctrination. In any case, like for the first 13 years, because Okanya independence celebration is
Yeah,
Ivan
yeah, yeah.
Banduk of it
Oh,
as well,
correct.
yeah.
The-
And then after when I moved to varsity, honestly, like that was
That
the
gave us
last
most
thing on my mind.
tight.
That was super unopposed. That time I would probably be booked to go play at a Kasi party
Yeah.
somewhere, and that's that.
For me, it started relatively early. In the early 90s, my first Independence Day celebrations, the first one that was held in the north, I can't remember, it was in 1993, maybe 4. I actually made a speech, like I read a poem on Independence Day.
At
At the event.
At the event. At the
It's a
stadium.
Maria.
Yeah.
We are in the midst of royalty.
Yeah, so I just want to remind you. I was very young. I must have been second grade, third grade at the
Ne?
time. Yeah, and it was the first one that was being held, because I think the first one was obviously in Windhoek, maybe the first two, and I think the third, the second or the third one was still under Nuyoma. Was in the north. And that first one I attended, they tried to, I think they had a little competition with the schools in the north, like for the best poem, and then
Come on, Maria. That's
Yeah.
you, of course.
Yeah. And I won that, and then I obviously made my speech. Very nervous, but
You see where the English is coming from. Ne? Kijk, there's been a history of Maria's English. Because Maria takes English on a 6 gear. You understand? Sister Rat. So Nungwari Hanakam. This is where
we started early. Huh?
Maria, I remember what I do today. Maria, I was in grade 2. If a teacher walks in a class and say, okay, class, today we're going to be doing oral. Everybody, teacher, Neville is a pratertjie. Neville, he can talk. He can talk. So that follows you your whole life through. And wow.
Not necessarily. I was not a talker at all in school. In my younger days.
But the only difference is I think usually you look at children that do stuff like that, and you always expect them to like end up in politics or like pioneers or like she's got a future in politics and whatever. That has never really actually been my interest. But a lot of people assumed that I would be in some youth movement or like galvanized and stuff.
What is your story, Uka?
I think
about it.
I think if I had gone to university at UNAM or like somewhere locally, I might have ended up in those student bodies and those student movements.
Hello, why are you bringing my university into this whole thing?
But obviously I studied in Cape Town. It's different, different.
If you were born 10 years earlier, you would have been in Nanso.
Probably.
And you would have been in the Swapo Youth League.
But weren't you in Nanso in high school? That is quite surprising.
No, but in high school also I was in Sokopmund. We were just far removed. I wasn't like, I think if I had been in Windhoek or been in the north, where there's a little bit more of that radical...
That vibrancy.
Yes. In Sokopmund, it's not Chwala. Nobody really cared about, those type of things.
Yeah.
So
we had a Nanso buddy at school. I was like, but never mind. It's like...
you black people. Jelle swart mensen.
So what is your story?
Yeah, then you want to blame white people for not going to independence celebrations.
Why?
Why are you not setting the example? Maria, ons sal gaan, ons gaan hierdie jaar. Because white people said, nee, kyk ons braai vandag. Anyway, wat gaan soek ons? Anyway, daar het niks met ons te doen nie. Dis mos nie ons land nie. So
You can't say that when it suits you. You can't only be a Namibian when it suits you, and then when it doesn't.
But you're not one to talk. You've never been to any
independence celebration. It's like going to an independence celebration is not what makes me a Namibian. I'm going to stand up for my constitutional rights.
This is what the white people, they must also don't have
No, but they're also celebrating. If you are crying at home and you are celebrating independence, you are celebrating.
Nee, dat moet nie vakansiedag wees nie. If people don't go to the stadium, it must not be a public holiday.
But it's a Saturday. This year, independent. The 21st is on a Saturday, yes.
It's a Saturday.
But Friday will be a public holiday for schools.
It's fine. I'm willing to come work on Friday.
So it's not a public holiday for all of us?
No.
Swak!
Je moet komen sparen. Je gaat wachten voor een holiday.
Yeah.
But I'm sure QVR will give us a half day.
Yeah, op je zwakste.
Look at them fishing for a day off.
Find it in your good heart. Half day.
But it would be interesting to hear from our listeners and our viewers out there.
Why are we talking about Independence Day celebrations, by the way?
Nee,
I did not walk into this expecting to be talking about Independence. Like we're talking about it like it's happening. No.
There's no.
Hello,
Popedu is nappy.
You don't test the depth of a river with both feet. You must first wet one foot before we jump in.
Saying,
it's a Kenyan proverb.
That I thought we were going to be discussing.
No, we will.
Okay. Independence Day celebrations.
No, but it's belangrijk.
Okay, guys, let's indulge Maria a little bit. If you will remember, a very long time ago on the show, we did mention that there was a lot of speculation surrounding also the diamond industry.
Diamond rod.
Especially when fish rods started coming out. And it's probably just a matter of time before something fishy comes out. And guess what? Something fishy is out.
They're connecting dots now.
Yeah.
It's so interesting, don't you say? I kind of like the Namibian National Venice specifically. How he always introduces the stories. It's like, he's just giving you a bit it's like a puzzle for him, right? So he's just giving you little pieces to start putting together.
Yeah.
And then there's this accumulation, and there's this big explosion. You're
Big
like,
picture,
yo.
yeah.
But I think now, because with the fish rod, people now they see those stories for what they are. Like, it's a piece to a puzzle. In the past, people were like, level. Swart mense op die front
You just
page.
want to tarnish who and whose
Yeah,
reputation.
exactly. Now people are taking it a little bit more serious. Like, oh, this is. You just hear that he's a general finance manager, finance general manager at Fishco. You are like, oh, why is Fishco being mentioned?
Again, yeah.
Fish rod. There's a connection.
This is it's amazing, bro. Like it's ek kan nie glo ek ken so baie miljonairs nie. I didn't know I knew that many.
So you know him?
I know Polis. It's like Polis is one of the reasons why I got into producing music. Hanging in his room, watching him do his thing at UNAM back in the day. Yeah.
He does music?
He used to.
So
he left
that
it a long time
that
ago.
the mic acting and him, he's in his.
It's like, yeah. So yeah, I'm seeing when I saw him. Is that now come out the
Pout
fish face?
Monday.
Yeah.
And when I saw him, I was quite surprised when I saw his picture on the front page of the Namibian this morning, and then I see a company that he's obviously tied to, or he's got the
main
majority
share,
shareholding. It's like being awarded a 300 million contract to basically evaluate government diamonds when the company has zero experience in the diamond
And they
field.
tendered 80 million more than the.
Yeah, and they're tendering more than others who probably.
The one that tendered 220 has experience. They
Yeah.
had the contract before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they tendered 80, new company, 80 million more. They win the tender. Then, and the main shareholder is a finance manager at Fishco. And
Jealous,
before you know it-
jealous. Why are you people so jealous?
Nee, ek is nie jealous nie, ek is kwaad.
Your hustle.
Yes, heavy hassle there.
I'm mad, cow. These are people that I call brass. You're throwing around millions and millions of dollars, and not say, "Nee, let me come park like $10 million in your account for a little while." None of that.
Through pass.
What's a brass's jelly? So this is an interesting story, and of course it ties back to the fish rod.
Yeah.
Accused some
And we're just questioning it because the minister himself has questioned the
Yeah.
tender. He said, Tom Alonda has stopped the process, I think, in the past, and he just wanted answers like, why is this company that bid 80 million more, why were they awarded? Like, there's nothing there that would suggest they should be given that. I mean, they have zero experience. They bid
They're
80
charging
million.
more.
They're charging more. So why? What is the catch? This is where you start thinking there must be a catch. You know?
Who's the man behind the curtain? Never.
Ish.
It's Namibia. Land of the brave.
Yeah.
Who
You know,
is the man behind the curtain?
You know what, guys? It's so surprising. I remember late last year, a lot of speculation was that, guys, this is just the beginning of a lot of revelations that will come in 2020. And many personalities will fall along the wayside. And you keep on seeing names that mushroom out of nowhere. I mean, I don't know this guy from above, but I know about the tender, the award of the tender, and it was way more than the company that was supposed to get the tender.
Yeah.
And I read the article today, and guys, we need to get the minister in.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it is correct that this guy has remained in the shadows for the most part, because you would think, I mean, Fishco is a center of investigations, right?
Yeah.
Channeling 75 million into like private accounts and stuff.
He's
You
the-
would think that this guy would also be
He's a finance manager at Fishco.
Yeah. General
Yes.
manager, finance general manager.
Die laaste handtekening. Die laaste hond.
The main handtekening.
It's never die laaste mbwa.
So yeah, the
It's
fact
tough,
that
my bro.
he's escaped scrutiny up until this point is also it's very interesting.
Yeah. We'll see how this one develops. Maybe this is how we tie both of the industries to each other. Maybe this is a whole other rabbit hole that's going to lead us into other avenues in the mining sector.
Maar wat ek kan sê, dat baie mense wat nie slap nie.
The problem
Yes,
with,
of course.
The problem with Tom Alwendo is that he's not a politician. The problem is he's too pragmatic. He's gonna lift people out of the seats.
And this is that's what, for me, that's not a problem. That's actually an added bonus.
No, it is an added bonus.
Yeah.
That's exactly why I'm saying it.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna look at it from a very objective point of view and say, hey, I don't care who's involved here.
This nonsense.
That's nonsense. That's Tom for you.
Yeah.
All right, let me check out some comments.
Assuming he survives.
Yeah.
Namibia is so rich with resources, but poor van mense eet onze geld. All right, I have to join this corruption thing. That's Dankie Gauses. Alfredo Jack, good morning. Matthew Castleman. Okamatiko Mwambo Nginya. Jenny Kinder. Dixon is having a show that day, so I am a go choro with my boy. Ngoro, I guess.
Yeah, Ngoro.
Yeah.
Hey, Damrasne.
Wilson Kanji, morning. Don J. Mwandi. Walla Owens from Toby Nekwaya. Nadine Benz also joining the show this morning. Ali van Wyk saying, morning crew, can I have some clarity regarding COVID-19? Is there really a case reported?
Suspected.
In Namibian?
Yeah. Just a little bit more clarity. A Namibian woman had traveled to Japan with her son, returned to the country most recently. She was obviously having a cold and flu or cough or whatever, all the symptoms, drowsiness, weakness, whatever, those symptoms. And she went to her doctor and they took samples. She's currently in isolation. What do they call it?
Yeah.
Quarantine.
Self-quarantine, yeah.
Yes. And results can now be done in Namibia, so they're just waiting for the results to see whether this would be our first case. We know the previous suspected case was in Sokomun, and that was found. That was a negative. So hopefully today we'll have answers whether that's confirmed or not. But like right now, it's just a suspected case, nothing to get too concerned about.
Very concerning for me. A colleague of ours, Bronwyn, she was on the boat cruise from the Portuguese islands. She came back 2-3 days ago. What is very concerning is that she told me when she came in, she was not screened at all at Osiakutako.
They're not screening anybody.
Was it like that Oliver Tambo video that Maria was showing us?
Maria,
but that is scary then.
What do you mean they're not screening people at Osiakutako?
No, I'm not saying they should be, but I mean, I've also heard from a lot of people that said, "Yo, maar is ons ernstig met hierdie corona van."
Are they not screening, Maria?
No, they should be. They should be, and perhaps they are. I haven't been to the airport in a while, but I'm saying I've also heard from people that arrived that said they were.
There's nothing happening at the.
Then this is going to happen. If we are not screening, then it's going to come. Then it's going to happen if it's not here already. What are we serious with this thing?
But like.
Nee, what's it
fight? We must fight the corona. Me, I'm young. I know. I can see bakoma jella mense 50 plus.
It's a jelabuni grabbe makkie so dit sê. Dit sal doodgaan. Mukuru watje. Alfredo Jack mukuru malatero apo. Mutumbe.
Regine Kathy Mushimba is saying, people are saying the coronavirus is already in Namibia.
Yes.
But because they want people to attend the event, aka Independence, they won't announce it until the day is over.
And this is true because we've been hearing the minister said the advice has been, even from the executive director, Mr. Ben Nangobe, says, avoid large crowds.
Hello.
Walk around with alcohol, like...
With alcohol?
Alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
No. Alcohol, Maria.
Alcohol-based hand sanitizer and so forth. Wash your hands regularly. Don't touch your face. This other stuff. Cough into your elbow, whatever. But one of the big things is that they say avoid crowds. Now, if before Independence Day on Skray confirmed cases, are you really gonna?
It says Varney.
You will have mounts. You can't be calling for celebrations with those crowds. Yeah, we have to call the thing off.
So there's going to be no more demonstrations
No,
also.
Why are you lifting your chin?
Then the
After
president
saying
must be
what you
inaugurated at State House with live cameras.
Live stream.
Live stream.
Behind with
Like the
with
Pope.
That's going to be interesting though. Damn. Jamie Lee Dirgaard, something artsy. Good morning, welcome to the show.
Hey, Jamie.
Butiwa Kahanja
We serve together in Fashion Council.
Kajoza, is it? Wonderful human being. David Balomboleni Kamulu, good morning, crew. Is it even safe to be at crowded places with the coronavirus ongoing? Ja, maar julle sal die bokawas toe gaan, maar julle wil nie-
Ja, hulle was
Julle wil nie
kassie
independence
vibes
toe gaan
toe
nie.
hierdie
Ja.
week.
So
Gaan check. No, wil julle, is it safe to be
now
in
it's
crowds?
like, no, it's not safe, it's not safe. Don't be like you. Go to the independence celebrations. Okay. Let's move down. Our health minister, yeah. That's Don J. Mwandi. Robert Diedich, why are you scared of corona if the common flu kills more people yearly than corona has done?
Osteli Belangi, Robert. We are dying now. Yeah.
Why are you afraid of car accidents when AIDS kills more people than car accidents every
It
year?
doesn't kill instantly.
No, AIDS doesn't.
No,
kill
I just
them.
threw out something. It's
Is it
it's
you?
it's an oxymoron basically
Is
because
it you saying that?
the question is oxymoronic. If you ask me.
AIDS maak jy weer dood.
Actually, if you die of
Hey,
AIDS now,
stop
like,
saying that. Hey, AIDS still kills, guys. Abstain or condomize.
AIDS
What do you
don't
mean
kill.
AIDS doesn't kill?
It doesn't
AIDS
kill
does
anyone.
not kill. Come on.
AIDS is
You
not.
die.
It's,
You die of
AIDS
pneumonia.
might-
AIDS is not a death sentence like
Yes.
it used to be, but it still kills. So
Nee.
it's a bit. You can't say AIDS does not kill.
AIDS does not
Gebruik
kill.
jou pille. Klaar.
Yeah.
Use your ARVs.
Robert Diedich, why are you scared of corona? If that's the one I just read. We can't fight corruption and corona at the same time. Corona kan gevloek word. We will die.
Ja,
Ek het julle se mics gekill want julle praat twak.
Kan jy my hoor?
Ja, nou
Now,
kan ek
just
jou
as I
hoor.
was about to say,
I'm
Namibia is a woman, Namibia is a her, and we can multitask. So we can fight corruption and corona at the same time.
Wait, why is Namibia? a
Coco.
woman?
Countries are she's, hers.
Yeah, why are countries hers and not he?
Hitler's
Let's not
Germany
start
was
with
not a
this
her.
blasphemy on women.
Hello.
Motherland.
Hitler's Germany was not a her.
Everything was a
The fatherland. The fatherland.
Dankie Gauses. It's the 11 million that was put aside for coronavirus. They now want to touch the money with false claims. Corruption or at its highest.
Yeah,
Was daar geld weggezet voor coronavirus?
Kom maar. Ja,
They made
Ben.
provisions.
Ben
11
Ngombe
million.
said that. Yeah.
Who is driving a Mercedes-Benz there? Is there a beneficial of Fish Road? Moving on swiftly. Gayton Curtis, economy is on my side. From Kaimuyora. Bradley Kuvisep, morning family. God is doing heavy spring cleaning in this nation, all right? All the roads will be exposed. Another reason for celebrating 30 years.
Thank you. I thank you.
Celebrating at the stadium or celebrating at home?
Sorry, speaking of keys, come and check your BMWs later.
Dat is het. Hey, gaat aan.
Kai Muyoro saying, morning crew, just had a half bread for breakfast. No sak gat vol. Xylem.
Hierdie Marianne, say like nyatsa.
Maria, do you know what's nyatsa?
Jy soek stry. Nyatsa is a word that you use in Katura. Say, jy nyatsa.
Come on, morning guys. Say something.
Moenie nyatsa nie.
Jammer.
Ja, asseblief.
Tasha Helen Nampala. Yes, many old topijitas should fall so they give a chance to the youth. It's time for the youth to also steal. JPF moet ook geïnvestigate word. These people eat our money in daylight. That's Dankie Gau says. You heard toch what Meme Malwa said. We cannot find the money.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's gone. Robert Diedich, being in the construction business, I see this type of things on a weekly basis. Tenders being sold to Chinese companies in the current business is the current business practice. Like, look, if you know somebody or something where some of these things are happening, come with your receipts, my brother.
Klaar.
With your receipts. The platform is here.
Gaan nomen Chombe to major receipts.
Come, Miso. Maria is here. Maria is our investigative reporter. She will sort you out quick. Dankie Gau says, Namibia is so rich with resources but poor. I think we have read the comments as well.
You really like that comment.
No, but like, you see, I go from the top and then I go from the bottom and then I go from the side and we must try everything. I saw some...
Why did you ask that question, Maria?
Apparently, I saw someone taking the Benz key. Hey, give my car sleutels. Who is playing with my car keys there? Fine, let's move on now. And they say we shouldn't wear the masks if you are not infected. AIDS doesn't kill. You can only die if you got sick from something else and if you are not taking care of yourself, I guess.
I think
one word is left out.
I think you.
But then what does happen? Like a flu doesn't kill you unless you have AIDS. You can also put it that way. You can't say you'll die from a flu. I have a flu now. Am I going to die? No.
But you can die from a flu even if you don't have HIV.
And you can die from that immune deficiency.
That's why when we say HIV/AIDS no longer kills you, we're saying it's not like with the ARV now.
It's not a death sentence. That's what I was saying.
I get that. Yes. But even apart just...
You just answered your own question.
No, I did not.
It's not a death sentence.
But that's what I was saying when you guys were saying it doesn't kill. Like, say it's not a death sentence. You can't say it does not kill you. You're sending the wrong message out there.
You sound like Tabo Mbeki.
See, like the next thing you're going to tell us, you can wash it away with sunlight soap.
No, we're not that ignorant. We're saying that HIV doesn't kill anymore.
Wow. Okay, you know what? The views and opinions expressed on HIV, AIDS and its mortality rate. Hallo, ek sal weer julle se mics doodmaak. Stop. You don't talk over me. It doesn't kill. Bradley Kubi said, Cubase, jy vat taxi man. Great years license, what's a Bensky? Let me sit my ass back down then. Ryan Finis, good morning. Welcome to the show. John Gregorius Koloman. Wanneer kom drop your phones music, my bro? We just hear them sick beats on YouTube and on Facebook. Yeah, come through. Hulle wil nou net baie gepraat het. Nou is hulle altyd op die phone.
Ek praat nie. My mic is mos toegemaak.
Wat is dit wat jy praat?
Nee. I'm talking to you because you can hear me.
So this morning I was listening to Deputy Prime Minister Meme Netumbo Daitwa. Talking about the youth and the protesting and whatever. And then on Eagle.
Okay.
And Calvin, the presenter, asked, but you know what is different? Because she was talking about respect, how, yes, even if we're demonstrating whatever, let us respect, respect is important. And Kevin asked, but have our leaders not set the tone? We had, for example...
He didn't go.
So Sophia...
He didn't go.
Yeah, Sophia Shaning was saying, calling doctor an insect, and Nangolo Mpumba saying, clap, you, Shona, the leaders. She says, everybody wants to take things out of context. Out of context. She says, with Sophia, it was a general statement. Dengo Shipuka, it was not like a direct attack. So it can't really be seen to be like a direct attack, therefore it was. And then, but here's what she said about the Nangolo Mbumba's comments, which they actually might agree with her. She said, for this event, it was during Pohamba's time, and I was the MC of that event. I know very well what I'm talking. He was misunderstood. So she's saying in Oshindonga specifically, right? In the past, like for example, when a king or a chief is being presented, the subjects are called asona. Like asona. Like peasants, king, peasant. Like asona means. Direct translation is like you poor people, but that's a direct translation. In the Oshindonga context, it means like subjects of a king. You know, the
Okay.
subjects.
Subjects.
Of a leader, of a chief, of whatever. Those are the subjects. So he was presenting Pohamba.
But why didn't they say that then?
Apparently they tried to, just nobody was listening. Because of all the emotions that were happening at the time. Nobody was listening. But after she said it, I actually, it's a possibility.
It's also a possibility,
possibility.
that you know, when you call somebody other things, you also could mean something else.
It is. And actually in Oshindonga, because after I spoke, I asked my mom, she said it's true. In Oshindonga, that is like when you're presenting like a king or a chief or whatever, the subjects are called asona. Like,
I hear you.
yeah. So, and that's what he was saying. He was presenting the president. He was like, clap asona, like, he's your king, he's your leader, he's your president, you know. And obviously we took the direct translation.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know. But it was just interesting, like listening to, I don't want to say how they're justifying it, but I guess how they're justifying it.
This is justification.
So for Sophia, for example, I didn't agree, but obviously for Nangolo, I can see how we might have taken that out of context.
But that was an easy thing to explain at the time.
And I think it was explained, but we didn't care for the explanation.
I'd like, especially you who works in the news and who deals with these things on a day-to-day basis, would have remembered hearing a statement of that nature coming from someone.
No, it wasn't
or
explaining
somewhere.
that, but he did. Nangolo Mboba did go on record saying that he was misunderstood, but he apologizes nonetheless because people
that's
were
what he said.
offended. But he did say that he was taken, like he was misunderstood. That's not what he meant. That I do remember.
Yeah,
He put
I
out
remember
a
his
statement.
statement.
But he did apologize as well, saying this is not what I meant. But since people are not happy, I do apologize. This is not what I meant.
Even his statement, there was a lot of Afrikaans even in his apology. Jammer my mense, ek is baie jammer. I was misunderstood.
Yeah.
So Namibia, ek say sorry.
Okay.
Anyway, that was an interesting conversation.
Linnea Nelau Ivimba. Actually, I'm kind of getting tired of this thing of the youth. You are being disrespectful. You are being like these days. You can't even voice an opinion. Of course, yes, there are factors. There are some people like who tend to use some vulgar language, which of course we do not all condone. But it has come to a point where you say something and then, hey, respect your elders. African culture, African tradition. This is a Western democracy. It was brought up to us by you guys. Anyway, Bradley Kubi said, yesterday, Maria was also reading comments, and that way, Cubase, you can share the workload, brah. So that means for the day, I'm officially done reading comments, and I hand it over to Maria. Ivan Baha. Moro, welcome to the show.
Mara.
Why are you all talking like that? That is tribalist.
No, it's her that said Mara. I don't know why Maria said Mara.
You see, I'm offended.
Why? Why are you offended?
I'm offended. Why? Maria, lees toch comments alsjeblieft.
The problem is, you want me to do your job, but as a the paycheck you don't tell HR, let us share my salary with Maria. She's doing half their workload.
I asked you for, let's go on a date, and you said no. That's how I was going to share the paycheck.
Give me cash, I prefer cash. Don't buy me food.
No, I'll spend heavy on you.
Hey, Jelene.
Morning crew, come 2024, Tom Alwendo is our presidential candidate. Sorteer die diamant uit. John Gregorius saying, Salute Buta, ek maak so. Ja, bring die musiek. LM Nakatila Angula, GM crew, please save the recording. We will always want to watch again. It's always going to be on Facebook.
Yeah.
On Facebook, it's there.
Where did the Facebook come from?
Oh, it's just an Afrikaans version of.
Hoe kom nie gesagboek?
Yeah, because the place sounds the same as the other.
Pohamba.
Yeah. Tena Nambwa, guys, that Michael Mshelelo Maniki, don't respect that office of the president. Something should be done.
Like what must be done?
Yeah, what must be done? Madala Shikwambi, but at that event, there was not a king. And Pohamba is not a king, so how is that relevant?
Guru.
Yes.
I just said leader, so.
But it's reserved for a king. It's like anointing oil.
Oh, it's like my twins are called Hambas. They're not really kings and queens, but they are considered royalty. So.
Who's that?
twins in my culture, for example.
Are called royalty.
Yeah, they're called kings and queens.
Ne?
Yeah.
So do you also call their friends Asione?
Yes, I must. I will start today.
Like, hey, you poor people.
Bow down to the king and queen.
Abraham Shivolo Yambo Jr., good morning, welcome. Victor Nicanor, Haibomeria, Nangolo is a Donga, but he said it in Oshikwanyama. Why?
No, it wasn't said in Oshikwanyama.
Yeah, I don't
Please
know. I don't even know the difference between
Vambo
the
is
two.
Vambo.
Then Anambwa, Oshindonga is up another level when it comes to direct translation. Elton Tito Ngawiko. This thing of respecting elders got us in this situation. If the elder is wrong, who has to reprimand him? If nobody at the elder level is standing up to reprimand the others that are doing wrong, who is going to reprimand him? As we all just sit and then end up like Zimbabwe. Anyway, Victor Nicanor, but we don't have over Fiona Ward in Oshindonga. They must find another excuse to justify that Nangolo insult. Karakara Organization, Shikusere, welcome to the show. Erejeta nam, alang nam. Navi paracetamol prescription, Shihureleni.
Paracetamol.
Are some of you guys meeting women with these names on social media?
I want to date a woman with the name of paracetamol.
Yo,
She will never have a headache.
You will never have a headache.
you will never.
He says, stay at home to avoid that corona. It's going to be difficult. There's so much happening, man. It's our independence month. There's the independence celebration, the official celebration, of course. There's the independence show. There's the Banner Boys and al die goede wat gebeur.
You, Benna boy, please, they must control this coronavirus because we don't want to be at the stadium dancing to Kilo. Please, contain the corona.
I had white people asking me last week, Neville, wie is Burna Boy? I'm like, and I couldn't even tell. I said, no, it's a Nigerian artist. He's young. I also asked the question, no, hoekom weet jy nie? I said, no, but you know what? It's not in my generation.
Koos gaan Benna boy toe.
Jy laat klaar. You know this thing that, who made this statement of the independence celebrations? They don't want to hijack or sort of ruin the independence celebrations. Corona is also is already here, and they just don't want to make the announcement. Somebody said that.
Yeah.
And I do. I don't want to say this on air that I do agree, but it puts a thought in your mind.
Especially considering the fact that there's no...
theorists.
Yes, tinfoil head. That there's no...
There are no blackberries.
There's no screening.
Maybe it was isolated incident.
Nee man, Maria man. Maria. How is it possible that there can be no screening at this
But
juncture?
I actually don't believe that they're not exactly not screening because even before the coronavirus, come on, you know if you land at Jose Kutako International Airport, the first thing when you're going into the whatever, there's this little machine, they
Yes,
say look
I know.
into this. They've been doing that for months.
But Maria, Bronwyn just came back from the Portuguese islands, as I said.
Bronwyn lig.
Aye.
Klaar. I'm just joking.
Drop mic.
Okay.
Is that so?
Bradley, Kubisep. Correction. Upwards is deemed rebellion. Amushe has just narrowed his chances of winning his court case, definitely.
He just narrowed his chances of winning that case.
Are you suggesting that the courts are rigged? Or what are you saying there, Bradley?
That they're not
'Cause
independent.
The courts are supposed to be independent and they're not supposed to look at these things, only deal with the case on its merits. Makwa van Makwa, then Honorable Mbumba was supposed to say Athihona in Oshindonga, not Asiona in Oshkwanyama.
Yeah.
Eh?
So really,
Guys, we will send you Meme Pendukeni's
no,
Membe Netumbo's email address, and you guys can take that issue up with her. She's the one who said it, not us. The paracetamol prescription is back. It says, laugh out loud. Of course, respect needs to be needs to be overlooked. A lot of corruption is taking place because we don't have the audacity to question our elders. Take example of the issue with ambassadors. They are given more rights that they can use their offices for crimes because we can't question them so much.
Huh?
I just read
elaborate,
it.
please.
I
I
read
think it's
it
just
as
talking
it is.
about. I think. I don't know about crime, but I think it's just talking about the hands-off approach of ambassadors. I mean, if you see that red number plate, you're not allowed to
Diplomatic
search
immunity.
diplomatic immunity. Yes, I think that's what I'm assuming. That's what the person is talking about. Yeah.
Gregory is saying, morning crew, please tell Maria she will look more wonderful and gorgeous without the red blazer, but white, yes.
Because by a jammer, you cannot advise me on fashion. You are talking to the wrong one. You must focus attention here.
Not today.
Not today, not ever. Not ever.
It says
No, when
here,
it comes to
Gregory
fashion, I'm
is studying at the New York School of Arts.
Who's his favorite designer?
I don't
Who
know.
am I wearing?
Maria. No, Master Price.
Who am I wearing? Who am I wearing?
Mrs. Price.
Yeah, Mrs. Price. Hello, Mr. Price. Nice to meet you. Estomik Shmestad, morning to you all. Corona is on your doorstep already. Take care of each other. It has hit Norway. 3 who came from Italy. Now almost 200 infected. South Africa got it. Trust me, soon it will be announced there. All right. If they
There are 7
won't,
cases in SA now.
if they won't hide it, the problem is no one will be prepared and it will spread.
Very bittersweet moment for us as a family. Over the weekend, it was the first time that my daughter has finally been inducted into the Namibian tennis team, and they were supposed to be traveling to Mozambique in 2 weeks to go and partake in the Junior African Championships. We were so excited with the announcement of her making the Namibian team, and it was cancelled yesterday.
Yeah, I
All
understand.
competitions were cancelled.
And we can joke about it, but these things actually are really having real life consequences. My friend, she was doing her master's. She completed, and she's actually supposed to go for graduation in Italy. Like I think next month, and
it's off.
So
Italy is almost completely shut down.
yeah. So this has serious things. They're having serious consequences.
And you know what is amazing, guys? Something that you should not sort of lose sight of. Like about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks ago, there were no cases in Italy.
Yeah, no, that was very fast.
Yeah.
And now the whole country is shut down. So I think this whole screening thing, maybe we must talk to Tate Shangala again.
Shangala?
Shangula.
Shangula, yes.
So,
Rome looks like Will Smith's I Am Legend. Rome looks like Will Smith's I'm Legend.
That's next to that.
That's next. It's like
It looks like
completely deserted.
like Wuhan after the outbreak.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. But, I think they've only experienced, 3 deaths?
Yeah.
About? So, I mean...
200
Still,
cases,
yeah,
3 deaths.
yeah,
It's
still
about
relatively
1.5%.
Yeah.
So
But, yeah, it's scary. It's really scary.
right. But as far as Namibia is concerned, guys, as long as you are a paid-up member of Legal Shield, we will give you that corona cover. If you sign up between now and the end of March, you
MediShield. Yeah, sign up.
Anyway, let's get out of here, guys.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah. So
Famous last words, Neville. Famous last words.
Nou, je moet altijd praten.
In 77 seconds.
Ek is klaar mee, bro.
Is
Enjoy
klaar?
your day. It's klaar. Protect yourself. Condomize and use your ARVs.
AIDS doesn't kill us. Don't condomize. Just do what you want. Maria, famous last word.
No last words. Have a great Tuesday. Yeah.
I love your red jacket, Maria.
Thank you. It was actually my mother's.
Ooh, I got it from my mama.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9, Monday to Friday.
The morning mix.
Control. The booty need control. I love it when you go low.